Welcome back. If you never subscribe, or follow our channel before, I ask that you do so. That way you can get the latest content as we drop it. Today on the show, we're going to have a good time. We're going to talk about digging. Now, every entrepreneur has to dig. Either he's going to be digging for one good reason or one bad reason. But no matter what takes place, digging is part of the process. Be back in a moment.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad! You keep digging!
Well, excuse me.
It'll take me one day.
Welcome back. Now, if you never liked or subscribed or even been part of our channel before or want to support our channel, make sure you do so. Hit that heart button right there on the screen. Make sure if you want to connect with our brand and what we actually do and you think it would be great to partner with us, make sure you contact us as well. We're talking about digging today, guys. That's right. The most hardest thing to do when you are actually have a set of skills and you have some experience is to continue digging. If you ever digged out in the yard before, or even if you like that little clip that we showing about digging, today's show is definitely going to be for you. There's only two reasons that we dig. Either we're digging so that we can gain experience and skills, and that way all our success can fit in this hole, the little moat around our business to keep our cash protected. Or we digging to actually dig ourselves in a hole through our prideful activities. Now let me just be very clear. In order to understand about digging, we're either digging for success or we're actually digging to put out insecurities that we're masking in this hole. Now let me just explain to you. It's not easy being a business owner. Don't wish it upon anyone. Wouldn't suggest you even start this. And the reason that I say that is because it takes a lot of digging and you are very vulnerable. Let me just explain. You remember when you first meet that young lady, or your first day at work, or your first job ever, and you've never filled out a resume before. Some of the most embarrassing, insecure moments happen when you get thrown into a new system where you don't know anybody. Now, it takes time to get past that point, and you've digged yourself for gaining experience over your lifetime that wherever you go, you can make yourself at home. If you've actually done that before, no matter where they drop you off as in the world, you can make yourself at home. I want to tell you, you have what it takes to be an entrepreneur because you have, not saying you got to be phony. Let's just be clear about this. But what I'm saying, to be an entrepreneur, you're going to be able to be very vulnerable, be in many different situations where, to be quite honest with you, any form of pride you have, got to go in that hole. So let's talk about it. Let's jump right into it. Let's give a couple concepts and let's implement it immediately. Let's not hesitate. Here's the thing. In order to be successful, you got to die to self because you got to be able to serve other people. It's not easy, guys, especially when we all come from some type of situation where we're masking some form of insecurity. Doesn't matter who you are. Women wear a lot of makeup. Men now spray on beards, spray on hair. Same thing. You know, you go to the barber shop, you're looking like Primo right now, you get a little light on the top, naturally have a Caesar fade because it's not going to grow. And other people, say, no, I can't grow this, so let me. What's the reality is? Can I accept that these are some of the things that come part of me? I mean, I'm not saying that. I understand. A little bit of makeup is fine. But all the makeup we seeing now is almost like somebody like they were playing poker and they say you won it and they grabbed all the chips because it's like all the makeup. I don't know what they went through. I don't know if it was some hands or some feet to pat that on. But the reality is we overcompensate. If you do that in business, you're digging a hole for pride. One of the fastest way to fail in business is to do the things that actually, when you're masking your interpersonal lack of skills. That's what it's all about, guys. We don't like rejection. If you're an entrepreneur right now, you know what it is to be rejected. You know what it is to talk to a client, to sit in a meeting, and while you sit in that meeting, you're saying to yourself, I need to go ahead and charge them, invoice them, and something's telling you on the inside, I know I got to, but pride's saying just don't do it. Now on the other side, for all my success to be stored in this hole, I'm going to have to charge. I'm going to have to say, I got to get past this part where it's like, I don't need the money. You ever been there before? You don't need the money? Ego. Let me just explain to you. We all have made decisions in our life prior to us even doing any form of business, and most of us are coming out of a situation where you already had a job. You left that job to start this business. So how in the world can I not charge somebody? I have to. I have previous obligations that haven't been paid off yet. I gotta charge you. It's not that I don't want to be a nonprofit. I can't because I made decisions financially that are still need to be addressed. Now we know that if we're going to do some things and we want to make certain decisions, that as a business owner we have to be very clear. And how can we be clear when masking is what we do for a living? There's no clarity in that. We got to have a standard. The standard has to be outside of us. We have to have a mission. The mission is most of the time our mission is to continue the process of what we agreed upon and make sure it gets paid. That's the mission. Other missions may say, I've already made those decisions. I want to grow beyond just the decisions I made, not just meet my immediate obligations. I like to meet future growth. In order to do that, I need a standard outside of me. How come? Because pride gonna show up. One of the hardest things to do right now in the market that we're in is to sit each and every day and internalize everything that didn't go right. It's pride. There's nothing wrong with looking in the past to learn a lesson. But internalizing what you're not doing is pride. How come? Because pride is associated with comfort. Comfort is associated with sitting there doing the introspection internally, but not actually moving forward to get you out of that situation. Been there, done that, got a degree in no activity. Maybe you do as well. Well, how do we take no activity and move it to a situation of being proactive? Let's get right into it. 3 things. Just going to address it today. Jump off the screen. You go implement it, and we all be successful together. First,
starting a new business can be confusing, and not setting yourself up for success is an easy mistake to make. For example, an LLC is simple to set up, but do you know how it affects the taxes you pay? Or, what are the pros and cons of registering as a C Corp? How about this? Does registering a 501c3 mean you can never make money? At CFS Studios, we have the knowledge and experience to guide you. Call us today to schedule a meeting and get your business started on the right path. 402-804-3777, extension 700.
find everybody that you actually can have that will call you and tell you to your face, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. I'm going to just tell you right now, it's not going to be easy. You're not going to like it. They're going to look you in the face. They're going to tell you some things that you don't want to hear. But you got to hear it because standards can't be internal. Pride is internal. That's what a lot of people make because they're prideful. Some of the best people in the world are some of the most mean people in the world. How come? Because their standard is internal and it's associated with pride, but you burn everybody up. I mean, just think about it. You walking around with a match, you setting everybody on fire, and you don't really care. How come? Because I'm protecting my pride, not my success. Success don't need to be protected. How come? It don't need to be protected. Because one thing about success means I already have experience and I have the skills. So even if a person was to remove somebody, take somebody, it's irrelevant. How come? I got skills. You can't steal a bike from a guy who knows how to ride a bike because it can be replaced. Anything can be replaced means I still have the ability to do it if you take it. Other people feel if you take this, wait, you don't understand. I got here through a series of different situations and it ain't all about my skills now. So if you take this, I lose everything. Isn't that interesting? Doesn't matter if I get fired from a job. Doesn't matter if I leave what I do for a living and get another job. And then I get fired, I get another job. The pay rate may not be the same, but going to work will be. And after I go to work, if my skills are present, moving up is going to be natural because I've moved up to get to where I am. So there's no way I can keep staying down there because my skills won't let me. Not just because anybody can take an entry-level job and move up in management because most of the managers are actually inexperienced. They're there, but their skills are not present. So how hard is it going to be? All I got to do is move into any job and just wait a couple of minutes. And what you'll find out is that I'm going to get the position. Because I'm naturally not going to be the one to do nothing. I'm the one that's going to do something. And when you do something, there's always an opportunity for these type of people like my personality. But on the other side of the equation, let's say, for example, if you don't have the skills, I just want to challenge you. Number 2, be willing to get them. Bury your success, which means my success comes with a series of skills. The only thing that somebody can get underneath the hole that I'm digging, the only thing you can get out of this hole, if you reach down to grab it up, is experience and skills. And guess what? When you reach down there, you got to take me with you. Because that came from me. You can't leave me. See what I'm getting at? But if I don't have these skills, I automatically know the one thing that's going to be for sure is somebody took something from me that I got. And I got it from association, not based on my experience and skills. And that's why most people are afraid. Number 3, be willing to learn from experiences and eliminate the experiences that don't give you skills. This is the most important. They always say number 1 is, but really number 3 is. There are certain times in life you gain experience. And when you gain experience, it does not translate into success. You need to know that you need to keep digging because you now have the A, you now have the B, but you can't see that that's going to be utilized just yet. And it's true, it's not. It's a stepping stone for another skill. Don't stop just because you got experience. Please don't. Don't stop because you just got experience. Let that be the starting point where you never quit. Do not seek to be comfortable. Seek to be experienced. Because when you're comfortable, your reactions are conspicuous. It's erratical. Some of the stuff that come out of our mouths when someone pokes our comfortability shows that we are lacking. We're lacking in behavior control. Because our first thing is, I'm not trying to do it all over again. You know the thing when you're young, I have siblings, and I know that when I built my Legos, I know when I'm playing different things, or I started to make a puzzle or put up the dominoes when I was young so I can knock it down, and I go for dinner or for lunch, and I come back, and my little brother or my older sister didn't know I sat in the middle of the floor, so part of that's my fault. And then boom, they hit it, and they get the enjoyment. And they got that facial expression too. As they stand there watching what took place. I get it, guys. We have to be willing to change. And if we do, our success can't be taken from us. Today's business pro tip is you can't take my success because I go with it. See you next week, guys.